Okay, check this out. An hour or two ago, I had a chunk of steak and got on with doing whatever I did, including a bath. And then I'm sitting at the computer after having a puff of pot, just to take a bit of the RF edges off, and this pops up in my mouth. And I immediately think, and almost started to chew it and swallow it, started to think that it was a chunk of the steak that got lodged in the hole where the crown had broken off from the shit job the dentist did and fucking up my teeth. And that it was in there and had just popped out because it went unnoticed after I finished eating the chunk of meat. But then I remember all the other ones I've pulled out that weren't that chunk of meat and turned out to be hydrogel nodes. And that's what we got here. There's one big hydrogel node that they get in around the teeth, and that's what causes your cavities. When it shrinks, it pulls the gums away. I just flipped that over, so we're looking at the other side. And you can see the tissue folds where it clamps on here, around the edges, everywhere. Anywhere it's attached to and it shrinks, it folds in on. And so, I'm scoping this chunk and getting prepped to do the video on it when suddenly another piece pops up in my mouth. That is an owl head. That black left side of that the top part of that node is a bloody owl. And those are the demons' faces. Look at there's a bloody Illuminati triangle pyramid in the middle of its forehead. And it looks like on the right side of the eye on the left and the right side has one of those visors that Jodie wore in Star Trek. Fractal worlds and fractal layerings. And we're seeing it manifest now. Why? So this is the second piece that pops out. And it is more hydrogel, and mostly carbon than hydrogel. And you can see all the molded tissue fold clampings there throughout it. And look at just mid-screen, far left, there's another head, a male head and face, with a long horn nose. And right above that head, the forehead of his, are two eyes and another head. It looks like a satanic demon. So I roll this one over. And this looks like the side that was attached to the glands secreting the hydrogel. A lot of carbon in there, and that's from the carbon particles, magnetic programmable carbon in the air, that they hid from everyone when black lung started to happen by accusing the tobacco company. When in fact, that was all a smokescreen, pun intended, for the carbon that was causing all the lung issues. Because I grew up in the 50s and 60s and I knew smoke so thick in houses everywhere that you couldn't bloody see across the room. And there was no cancers in the 60s. Rare. So damn rare, it was legend when somebody miles away had it, kind of thing. Where I lived, and I lived just on the outskirts of Vancouver, so that's it for this one.